What if I told you Lionel Messi had just changed the future of American football? Again, when everyone thought his Inter Miami journey was winding down, one decision flipped the script. This isn't just a contract extension, it's a power move reshaping the MLS forever. Why did Messi choose to stay and what's the real plan behind it? Stay with me, because what comes next might redefine football in the United States. We'll explain everything in this video, step by step. Don't skip it. Breaking news shakes the football world. Lionel Messi isn't done lighting up the MLS just yet! The Argentine magician has officially extended his contract with Inter Miami, and the pink revolution continues! What a journey it's been. When Messi first arrived, the club was struggling at the bottom, the stadium half empty, and hope fading fast. Then came the G08, and suddenly Miami turned into a global football destination. Tickets sold out, jerseys vanished from stores, and every match became a spectacle. Now, with this new deal, Messi's legacy in America is set to grow even stronger. This isn't just a contract extension, it's a statement. The man who conquered Europe, lifted the World Cup, and redefined greatness is choosing to keep rewriting history right here in Miami. And you can feel the electricity already. Fans roaring, teammates inspired, the league buzzing, because when Messi steps on the pitch, anything can happen. The passes, the goals, the moments that stop time, it's all staying right here in the MLS. Messi's not just playing football, he's building a new era. And with this extension, one thing is clear, the story of Inter Miami and Lionel Messi is far from over. Lionel Messi has done it again, sending shockwaves through the football world as news breaks that he has officially extended his contract with Inter Miami. The announcement cements his status as not just a player, but a global phenomenon who continues to reshape every league he touches. When Messi first landed in Miami, it wasn't just another transfer, it was a cultural earthquake. The greatest player of his generation stepping into a league still fighting for global respect instantly changed everything. Stadiums that once struggled to fill are now overflowing. Opposing players talk about facing Messi like it's an honor. Broadcasters in countries that never watched MLS before are now glued to screens every weekend. And today's extension means that the spectacle will continue. When Messi joined, Inter Miami wasn't a superpower. The club was limping near the bottom of the table, struggling with form, identity and direction. Fans were loyal, but frustration lingered. Then, almost overnight, his arrival flipped the narrative. Training sessions turned into media events. Matches became must-watch entertainment. A city better known for beaches and ball suddenly found its beating heart in football. The Messi effect wasn't just on the pitch. It spilled into every street, cafe and headline. And now with his signature once again on paper, the journey continues. This extension signals more than business. It's belief. Belief that Messi's presence is building something lasting. The ownership knows it, the fans feel it, and the league understands the gravity of keeping the world's most iconic player in American football. Every match he plays draws millions of eyes. Every free kick, every assist, every touch is dissected globally. For Inter Miami, that's not marketing, it's transformation. But it hasn't all been easy. Messi's first months were marked by exhaustion, adaptation, and relentless media noise. The travel across the US, the climate, the physical toll of endless matches, it all tested him. Yet his response has been the same as it's always been throughout his career: quiet determination, unmatched precision, and unrelenting excellence. The same player who carried Argentina to a World Cup triumph now carries the ambition of a league aiming to rise onto the global stage. This renewal also shows Messi's loyalty to his vision. He could have chosen a return to Barcelona, a farewell in Argentina, or a lucrative offer elsewhere. Instead, he chose continuity in Miami, a city that embraced him not just as a footballer, but as an icon. His influence extends beyond the 90 minutes. He's reshaping youth academies, inspiring local players, and elevating the overall standard of competition in the MLS. When he speaks, the football world listens. When he plays, it stops to watch. Every goal he scores in pink and black adds another page to a legacy that refuses to end. The partnership between Messi and Inter Miami now enters a new phase, one defined by vision, resilience, and the ongoing pursuit of something greater than trophies. The contract may be ink on paper, but the impact stretches far beyond the stadium. When Lionel Messi first arrived in Miami, the atmosphere around the club was completely different. Inter Miami was struggling to find rhythm, direction, and identity. The results on the pitch were inconsistent. Morale was slipping. And the fan base, while passionate, was beginning to question whether the project could ever rise to the heights it promised. Then came the moment that shifted the trajectory of the club and the league entirely. The news that Messi was coming to the MLS was more than a signing announcement. It was a global headline that transcended sport. It felt impossible at first, like a rumor too big to believe. But when he stepped off that plane, wearing the pink of Miami, everything changed instantly. From the very first match, the transformation was visible. The stadium that had once struggled to fill became a sea of pink. Supporters who had never before been to a football game suddenly became season ticket holders. Media from every continent descended on the city. The players who once looked uncertain began to carry themselves differently, walking with the confidence that comes from sharing the pitch with the greatest player alive. Messi didn't just join a team, he changed its entire ecosystem. Training sessions became events. Every touch of the ball was filmed, and suddenly Inter Miami wasn't just an MLS team, it was a global spectacle. The impact went far beyond the numbers. Yes, ticket sales exploded, merchandise sold out within hours, and broadcast deals expanded the league's reach. But what Messi brought was intangible. He brought belief. For the first time, fans and players alike felt that something extraordinary was possible. His calm authority in the locker room, his professionalism, and his relentless pursuit of excellence began to set a new standard. The younger players watched and learned, adapting his rhythm, his discipline, his intelligence. He didn't need to give motivational speeches. His presence alone did it. On the pitch, the difference was unmistakable. Inter Miami went from a struggling side to one capable of breathtaking football. The chemistry started to form, the tactics began to click, and the style of play evolved into something bold and fluid. Every time Messi touched the ball, the crowd held its breath. The goals came, the assists came, and most importantly, the confidence came. Matches that once felt like battles for survival became showcases of creativity and dominance. Messi's understanding of space, timing, and movement elevated everyone around him. For teammates, it wasn't just about playing next to a legend. It was about learning how to think and move at his level. Beyond the pitch, Miami itself transformed. Cafes and bars played highlights on loop. Billboards featured his image across the skyline. The city began to pulse with a new kind of energy, a blend of Latin passion and global attention. Football, once secondary Miami sports culture, suddenly became the heartbeat of the city. The Messi effect extended to youth academies, sponsorship deals, and international tourism. People traveled from around the world just to witness a single moment of his magic. What began as a transfer turned into a cultural shift. Inter Miami became a symbol of ambition fulfilled, a team reborn under the influence of a man whose presence alone could alter the course of history. With Lionel Messi's signature freshly inked on his new Inter Miami contract, the symbolism runs far deeper than another season extension. This deal is a declaration of intent, a statement that the partnership between Messi and Miami is more than commercial attraction or global marketing strategy. It represents a vision taking shape in real time, one that connects legacy, ambition, and the evolution of football in North America. The owners knew from the beginning that securing Messi was not just about winning matches, it was about redefining the perception of an entire league. What this extension proves is that the project is working, and the foundation being laid is stronger than ever. For Inter Miami's leadership, this contract validates years of planning and risk. Bringing in Messi required strategic alignment, financial commitment, and belief that the return would go beyond short-term visibility. The first phase delivered results, massive growth in ticket sales, global sponsorships, and unmatched media coverage. But the second phase, marked by this renewal, is about sustainability. It signals that Messi believes in what is being built, that he sees Miami not as a retirement destination, but as a canvas to craft something lasting. It also reinforces the idea that MLS is no longer a final stop for aging stars, but a league capable of hosting elite talent with purpose. The effect of Messi's ongoing presence is felt across every layer of the organization. For teammates, his continued leadership offers stability and focus. They've adjusted to his rhythm, his standards, his expectations, and now they know there's more time to evolve together. For the coaching staff, the extension allows for tactical continuity. They can plan around his influence, design systems that maximize his creativity, and build a squad capable of complementing his unique skill set. Messi's vision and decision-making on the pitch have already transformed the team's tactical identity. This new phase will allow that transformation to mature. For the fans, the extension is an emotional contract as much as a professional one. It means more nights filled with anticipation, more goals to celebrate, more shared memories in a city that has embraced football with a newfound heartbeat. It means Miami remains a global hub of excitement, a place where football intersects with art, culture, and identity. The supporters who once endured disappointment now find themselves part of a global narrative led by the greatest player in modern history. Their chants, their energy, their devotion, they're all woven into this continuation. On the business side, the impact remains staggering. Inter Miami's valuation has soared since Messi's arrival. Brand partnerships have multiplied, and global broadcasters compete for the rights to show his matches. The ripple effect extends to the MLS as a whole, lifting visibility, credibility, and competition. Youth academies are seeing record enrollments, merchandise exports have skyrocketed, and international clubs now view MLS as a legitimate stage for world-class football. At the center of all of it stands Messi, calm, consistent, and driven. His decision to stay speaks volumes about the depth of his influence and the seriousness of his mission. What began as an ambitious gamble has evolved into a strategic revolution, one driven by his presence and sustained by his vision. The early months of Lionel Messi's Inter Miami chapter tested everything about him, his endurance, his adaptability, and his will to keep performing at the highest level in a completely new environment. After years of competing in Europe's most intense arenas, he stepped into a league with different rhythms, climates, and travel demands. Long flights across time zones, artificial turf surfaces, extreme summer heat, and packed schedules all formed a challenge unlike any he had faced before. Critics questioned whether he could maintain his trademark brilliance under such conditions. What followed was a masterclass in resilience. Messi didn't respond through words or media statements. He responded through football. Every touch of the ball became a quiet rebuttal. Every goal a reminder that greatness is not confined by geography or age. His start in Miami came with an explosion of attention. The spotlight was blinding. The expectation suffocating. Cameras followed him from the locker room to the training pitch, from every free kick to every jog across the field. Yet, even under relentless scrutiny, Messi's demeanour remained unchanged, calm, measured, completely focused. That composure spread through the team. Players who once looked uncertain began to play with clarity and confidence. The weight of his experience grounded the squad, creating a new atmosphere where belief replaced anxiety. His leadership wasn't loud, it was built on demonstration. He led through movement, through subtle instruction, through setting a level that others couldn't ignore. As fatigue and injuries surfaced during the first season, the test deepened. He faced congested fixtures, international duty, a mounting physical wear, yet the determination didn't fade. Even when sidelined briefly, his presence on the bench or in the stands drew more attention than most players receive in an entire career. The cameras sought him out, the fans chanted his name, the team rallied around his spirit. When he returned to the pitch, the difference was instant. The precision returned, the tempo shifted, and the team rediscovered its rhythm. What could have been a decline turned into another demonstration of adaptation. Messi proved once more that mastery is not about force, it's about intelligence. He adjusted his game, conserving energy using vision over pace, timing over explosiveness, and delivering impact with surgical efficiency. For the league, those early struggles and triumphs became symbolic. They showed that even the greatest player in history must adapt, that the MLS demanded a different kind of endurance. But they also showed that Messi could elevate any environment he entered. His ability to impose quality on unfamiliar conditions gave the league credibility and a lure it had never possessed. Young players began studying his positioning, analysts dissected every movement, and the football world realized that MLS was witnessing something unprecedented. Messi's quiet fight through fatigue, travel, and constant attention revealed the essence of why his career endures. It's not only about skill, it's about willpower, discipline, and unbroken commitment to excellence. Even as his surroundings change, his purpose did not. He came to inspire, to compete, to prove that genius can adapt anywhere. Messi's decision to extend his stay in Miami carries a deeper meaning than loyalty to a club. It reflects loyalty to a vision he personally helped craft. Offers existed elsewhere, tempting, glamorous, and financially superior, but Messi chose to remain in the city that gave him space, to build rather than simply perform. His renewal with Inter Miami underscores a rare trait that has defined his entire career. Commitment to unfinished work. Where most would see an opportunity to close a chapter, Messi sees a project still in motion. That instinct to stay and nurture rather than depart, the first sign of decline, separates him from every player of his generation. He isn't chasing nostalgia or convenience. He's anchoring himself to a mission that extends beyond the white lines of the pitch. Miami has become a reflection of his football philosophy. It's a city that thrives on rhythm, creativity, and reinvention, the same traits that define his game. When he first arrived, many assumed it would be a brief spectacle, a twilight performance before retirement. Instead, he immersed himself completely in the project, mentoring young players, guiding the culture, and redefining expectations. His presence made Inter Miami more than a team. It turned it into a symbol of possibility. The decision to extend means Messi believes the foundation being built is strong enough to support a legacy that will endure long after he stops playing. At this stage of his career, choices are no longer made for trophies alone. Messi has won everything a player can dream of: multiple Champions Leagues, league titles, Ballon d'Ors, and the World Cup. What drives him now is impact. He understands that his time in Miami represents a bridge between two football worlds, the established European elite and the emerging American scene. By continuing his journey in MLS, he's amplifying that bridge, giving credibility to a league once dismissed as a secondary stage. His decision signals to future stars that greatness can thrive in new territories, that ambition isn't limited to tradition. The influence stretches beyond the stadium. Messi's presence shapes youth academies, inspires infrastructure investment, and attracts global sponsorship that benefits not only Miami, but the entire MLS ecosystem. He's become a living case study in how one individual can shift an entire sporting landscape. His commitment encourages young American players to see football as a lifelong pursuit rather than a passing interest. Every community event, every training session with young prospects, every handshake with fans feeds into that larger picture. He's not just raising standards, he's institutionalizing them. This loyalty to vision also reflects his deeper understanding of legacy. Messi knows that legacy isn't defined by farewell matches or highlight reels. It's defined by what remains after you leave. His extension signifies a deliberate effort to construct something enduring, to shape a future generation of players and a fan base that will carry forward the belief that football belongs everywhere. Through Miami, Messi has found a new arena for influence, one that blends competition with creation, ambition with continuity, and personal fulfillment with collective growth. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.